What's up, guys? Welcome back to Horsepower Obsessed. Welcome back to the vlog. Welcome back to another series in the ZR2 improvement catalog. Today we are going to be doing something that's going to help improve looks, and it's going to keep some of those dirty slash scratched up areas clean on the ZR2, and we can get it all done for under 50 bucks. So let's jump into it now. Alrighty guys, so like I said in the beginning there, we have $50 worth of vinyl to install today that's going to really help improve the appearance and the functionality of the truck. I say functionality because it is going to help prevent scratches and prevent accidental door kicks. So as you know, if you open up the door, there's a little bit of a painted surface right before you get into the truck, and it can easily be scratched up by people kicking it and hitting this area right here. Regardless of what color you have, black is especially bad. So to prevent that and to kind of dress this area up a little bit, we have these. Now, like I said, all of this stuff is about $50. All 4 doors will be covered with this particular vinyl. This is available on Amazon, and this was right around 20 bucks. It is enough for all 4 doors. Like I said, it is a carbon fiber material. I'll open it up a little bit later, you can see closer, but it says Colorado on it in red. It's going to look perfect right in this area here. And of course, the front doors will get a bigger one to prevent accidental kicking up there too. And while we're talking about it, you can kind of see the next piece, which is right here. And this was about $25, I believe. But this is a perfect vinyl to go right on the rear sliding window in the glass. So naturally, this is a matte black finish, so it's gonna kind of go with, again, the whole color theme I'm going with. This is a really high quality vinyl, and you'll see why whenever I go to install it, why I'm saying that it's high quality at least. The way the vinyl is made on the back side, and I don't wanna pull this back just yet, but you'll see it whenever we're installing it, it has little channels in every piece of the flag on the back of it to allow air bubbles out. So you don't necessarily have to lift it or hit it with a heat gun or anything. You could stick it and just literally squeegee the bubbles out without putting any water in place. So this is a dry installation, and it will still allow you to get all those bubbles out, and it will fit perfectly right there in the slider window. Now, opening up the door sill vinyl here is pretty interesting. It's sealed up nicely. It was shipped from Amazon in a real nice package. There was literally no chance of damage or anything happening to these things in the mail, and that's pretty cool. Once again, very high quality vinyl. The same kind of thing applies with these. In the back, there is multiple channels for all of the air bubbles to work their way out. That way we can achieve a perfect installation here without any kind of water, and you don't have to be a professional in installing vinyl to make this work. So basically, it is going to go right in here just like that, and then obviously fold it over. But just look how freaking awesome that is. I mean, it's going to provide protection. It's actually a pretty thick material, it feels like. So it is vinyl, but it's a little bit thicker than a normal vinyl I've felt. If I had to guess, it's because it's carbon fiber, and it also has an additional layer on top that says Colorado, so it adds a good bit of thickness. If you were to jump in here and pick this on your way in, this is definitely going to help protect it, because as you can see, there's about an inch or so that's going to actually be folded down over. So it's going to be this rubber seal, and then this rubber seal. So you're really not going to have any paint you can really hit. Let's go ahead and get the American flag installed first on the rear slider window, because I think that's going to look absolutely freaking awesome, guys. So let's get to it. All right, guys, so here we are at the back of the truck. Center glass here. Obviously, this is the driver's side glass. This is the passenger side over here. The first step with this kind of stuff is always to kind of look over the instructions, but in this case, pretty well documented on how to install this. And of course, the first step in this case is always wipe this area down and clean it up with rubbing alcohol. Make sure it is absolutely grease free. Now, as you guys saw before, the truck is in fact ceramic coated, so yeah, this is all coming off really easily. Now, with the glass nice and clean, the next step is to literally line this thing up, get it exactly where you want it, and the instructions say to pull off the bottom part here first and start applying it. That way it's kind of held in place so you can do the top part afterwards. So we can just kind of line it up, get it pretty much where we want it. Once you have it where you want it, we can flip up the bottom and take off the protective layer on the back and start squeegeeing out the bottom. Instructions say to start in the middle and work your way out to the sides. We'll just go over this one more time, make sure this is fully locked down. I can actually hear some air bubbles getting pushed out as we're doing it. Now, the instructions say obviously Go ahead and do the top part next. It's already locked in place on the bottom, so we can kind of just pull this back. And while we're pulling back the top part, you can kind of see in the vinyl here the little channels I was talking about. So all those little channels will allow the air to be pushed out. So now we'll do the same thing here. We're going to start in the middle and work our way out. And then the same on this side. In the middle and work our way out. This will just kind of help push all the bubbles that might be in there. I can hear them popping. So now we can go ahead and remove the transfer paper to expose the vinyl underneath. Go ahead and start the removal. All right, so it looks pretty good. There's obviously a pretty big bubble there and there. I should be able to work that out though with the squeegee. So after working at it for about 5 minutes, I was able to get the majority of the air bubbles out just by squeegeeing them out. I'm gonna let the sun hit this and then kind of go through and do it again. But at the end of the day, it looks pretty freaking awesome. I am very happy with it. We're gonna jump inside real quick so you guys can see what this looks like out the rear view mirror. It doesn't actually obscure your vision too much, believe that or not. So let's check that out now. And here we are inside the truck. If we go up and look in the rear view mirror here, that's what your vision is obscured to. It's not too bad. It actually looks worse on camera than it is somehow. There's really not a lot of space taken up, but it's really cool looking. I really love the way it looks from the outside too. There's a little bit of a reflection there, but I really I really like it. It really adds a little bit of flair to the truck, especially since the new bed stickers I have on here kind of have a little bit of a flag thing going on as well in a same kind of matte black finish. That really kind of splits up the windows in the back and gives it a little bit of a graphic. You know, it looks pretty good. I like it. If you guys like it as much as I do, it will be linked in the description down below. But we are going to move on to the door sill protectors that also say Colorado. In my case, are a matte carbon fiber with red Colorado lettering. You can get a couple different color variations. Of course, that link will be in the description down below as well, but let's jump into those now. Normally I would go with XPEL, but in this case, there was a little something extra I could do as far as customization goes, and these are really, really cool. So these were only $18 or so on Amazon. Like I said, I'll link them in the description down below, but they are a matte carbon fiber with a red Colorado print right on top of them, and they're really thick. That's obviously going to provide some protection, but it's also going to give us a little bit of a customization to the sills right there on top of the ZR2 aluminum plate there. So kind of cool. But the really good part of these things is they're really, really easy to install. So these are, again, vinyl with some channels in the back to allow air out. So you don't really have to mess with this too bad. I'm going to clean up this area here with some rubbing alcohol, but other than that, these can just basically stick on and squeegee out. So just some rubbing alcohol. I'm going to go ahead and clean this area up. You want to get underneath the weather stripping on the top, because look at all that dirt hiding in there. And then we'll do the same thing on the bottom, because this thing's going to wrap around a little bit. Want all that dirt out of there. Now these, we can just go ahead and start separating the back from the sticky part. And as you can see there again, there's little channels for the air to come through. So there's not a lot of work involved in this. The hardest part's probably going to be the fact that I want to line up that Colorado centered underneath the ZR2. I'll just kind of lay it down, and then we'll squeegee it out. So this was a squeegee I had. It has fabric on the end so you don't scratch anything. We're going to just start right in the center and work our way out. Just like that. Then we'll do the same thing going the other direction. Now we're going to wrap it over the edges just by kind of tucking it down. We'll just kind of follow the contour of the door and tuck it down beneath the rubber seal here. I'm going to take my finger, just make sure it is fully seated all the way underneath there. And it feels like it is. That's pretty much it. So here we are on the passenger side rear. We're going to do basically the same thing. Going to go ahead and clean up the paint and get underneath these rubber weather seals to make sure all of the dirt is removed. Okay, so we are clean, and here is the protection for the rear. It's obviously a little bit smaller than the front, but still pretty nicely sized. It's going to provide some protection and give you a little bit of a customized look. So just like with the front, we'll grab the backing here, remove it to again expose that special adhesive on the back that will allow air to pass through and be worked out. And we're going to do kind of the same thing, just slide it up underneath the rubber weather seal here. Just like that. And then we'll go ahead and take the squeegee and do the same thing. So squeegee from the center out, from the center out the other direction. And then we're going to bend it down underneath that weather trim in the front. And that's it. We are good to go. All right, guys, we are done. Check this out. Look at that matte carbon fiber with the red Colorado right underneath the ZR2. It is super thick too. It is going to provide some nice protection, and it looks freaking awesome. So we got all of them done. We got the passenger side all finished. We got the vinyl in the window here of the American flag, matte black, of course. And then, of course, we got the driver's side all protected, all customized. I'm loving this. This thing looks really, really freaking good, and we spent less than 50 bucks. So yeah, absolutely gigantic thumbs up for both of these products. I'll link both of them in the description. Be sure to check them out though, guys, because they are really cool. I really like what they add to the truck, and these ones add some protection. You can't beat it. Like I said, I'm usually a big XPEL guy. Everything is XPEL. This entire truck is XPEL, but I did not XPEL these door jambs. And honestly, these are going to offer just as much protection, maybe even a little bit more, and they look a lot cooler. So for the door jambs, 18 bucks to totally protect your truck. Awesome, 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 awesome deal. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. So if you liked what you saw here, please give me a big thumbs up. If you have any questions about any of the stuff we did as far as the vinyl work is concerned, go ahead, leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll make sure you get an answer. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do. We are going to have loads of Colorado content like this coming. You are not going to want to miss. And as always, guys, I will catch you in the next upload.